Hey there everybody, it's Missy with Magnificent Method, and today I'm here to talk to you about relationships. Yay, right? Or maybe not, yeah. So in the metaphysical realms of life and the internets, we talk a lot about the awakening. There's been an awakening, and so that means that more and more people are becoming consciously aware of different ideals that help us to grow and evolve, right? And so one of the areas that get to improve exponentially because of this is our relationships. I'm talking specifically today about romantic relationships, but this can really apply to any area of your life, especially now the astrology is hitting on family time pretty hard, your mommy relationship. And so if you haven't repaired that, you're going to be feeling that pretty hard right now. But I digress. So I'm talking about romantic relationships, and we have three kinds of romantic relationships, A, B, and C. Very simple, okay? A, I have a romantic relationship with myself. I find myself attractive or not. I find myself engaging or not. I think that I'm boring or not. You get the idea, okay? I'm in love with myself or not, okay? Relationship number two, I call this B, okay? Balanced. This is a balanced relationship, and a relationship that is balanced can only come from having gone through type C relationships, which are crazy, absolutely insane. These are the types of relationships that I've recently heard somebody refer to this as like the Las Vegas of relationships. Like what happens there stays there. You're not proud of what happened there. You're probably glad you went. It was kind of fun, you know, the drama was a little bit fun, but all in all, you're like, cool that it's over, like you're hungover, you know? Okay, these are when you meet somebody and it's fireworks and it's crazy and you're crazy attracted to each other. And so we get this chemical cocktail. If you're hormonally compatible, you get this chemical cocktail that just like, you can't see the forest for the trees. All you want is more. You have no idea that what's about to happen is going to turn your life upside down. So what I will say is A plus C equals B. A little algebra for us today. A plus B equals C. So A, my romantic relationship with myself, how I'm loving myself, plus C, how I operate through the cray-cray relationships, the crazy relationships, gets me to B, okay? And so I made notes, as I usually do. I want to talk about type C first, okay? So these are tumultuous relationships. These are insane. These escalate quickly. These can be verbally violent. These can sometimes be physically violent. This is what I've heard referred to as a spiritual fast forward button. And so as spirits who incarnate on this planet, we're here to work, right? And we know that. We have soul contracts. I will make a video about soul contracts too if you're interested in that. But we have these soul contracts. We have these soul contracts with these other entities. And so sometimes these entities are not awesome people. They might be really attractive. Her genes might really fit her frame well. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to be a little too X-rated, but you might be you might want to be hitting on that, but in the reality, we all know that that's not healthy. These people are sent here to help us, rocket ship, fast forward, straight through the crap of ourselves. And so when you're in a relationship with somebody like this and it's insane, this is the time where you get really quiet. If you're evolved, if you're awakened, if you're here for growth, okay? This might not be for everybody. This ain't easy, okay? This is where you understand that the crazy relationship is here to teach you about the judgment of yourself, okay? I know this is going to expand you a little bit. Stick with it. Definitely expanded me, so stick with me on this, okay? So when you're in this crazy relationship, when you begin to love yourself unconditionally, when you begin to release the need to judge the way you feel about something. I'm judging myself saying, I don't really like this person, but I shouldn't feel that way. And I want to leave this relationship, but I can't break this person's heart. Or what would my family think? Or blah, 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 blah. You know what we do to ourselves, right? So in this space, when you begin to love yourself, relationship A, while you're in relationship C, that's when you begin to walk into relationship B, which is balanced relationship. These are mature relationships, okay? And this is when two people, there's a fine line between attachment and spiritual laziness, okay? And so you don't want to be attached in a relationship, but you also don't want to swing that pendulum too hard on the other side where you're detached using a blanket, being a lazy spiritualist, and saying, I, practice, this mindset where I'm not attached to anything at all. And so if you come or you go, that's up to you. There's a little bit of truth in there, but mostly you can say, I'm waking up today and I'm choosing to be with you today. And then the next day when you wake up again and you say, today, I'm choosing to be with you today. And then the next day you wake up and you say, I'm choosing to be with you today. You understand? Okay? And so if it would ever, begin to not suit you, not the relationship, so this is about you, okay? If your balanced relationship ever became rocky and ever got to a crazy phase, okay, you get to say, today, I'm not choosing this relationship anymore. This relationship isn't serving me anymore. And it's not selfish to walk away from an unhealthy relationship. It is unbelievably self-suicide to stay in a relationship that you feel toxic in, or that the other person makes you feel toxic in. And so because we're raised in this society and we think that marriage is the end-all be-all. I've been married twice, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. And so I definitely wanted that fairy tale. I totally bought that shit. It's not real. And so I was still, probably the first one was a little bit crazy for the other person, but the second one was totally crazy for me. And so I was finding myself thinking, you need to act this way because I am judging the way that you're acting and people around you are not accepting the way that you're living and being, and it's not okay, and I just want to function in this utopian home where nothing bad ever happens and blah, 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 blah. And so at some point, the silent judgment comes in, your silent judgment on the part of your partner. So it begins with simple stuff like, I don't like the way that he sneezes, or I don't like the way that she, pick stuff up with her toes. I don't know, like whatever the weird stuff is. The stuff that becomes annoying to you that really shouldn't be a thing. Those are the first few warning signs where spirit or source or inner self is trying to be like, yo, check it out, okay? You need to observe what's happening. You need to analyze and then move forward. And so if you're not balanced within yourself, you could use this information and use it as a get out of jail free card in relationships and be able to pew, 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 run away, right? As soon as you wanted to. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to engage and we're here to be intimate. And if you're always running away from that scary intimacy, you're not going to grow. And so you're going to be presented the same lessons over and over and over and over again. We know that life is a spiral, right? It's going to come back to you over and over until you learn your lesson, which is to love yourself. It's to love yourself. And so A plus C, how you act during the crazy relationship toward yourself, how forgiving you are of yourself, how joyful you are no matter what the circumstance, gives you the benefit, the prize at the end of the road, you know what I'm saying, of the balanced, healthy, mature, loving, respectful relationship, okay? And so I will say you cannot receive love from a balanced relationship if you cannot receive love from yourself. And you have to start really small. And even if you don't believe it, even if you think you're depressed, and even if you think like you're ugly or whatever, I don't know what your shit is, but everybody's got shit. You begin to say, I love you no matter what. I love you right now, completely and totally, no matter what the circumstance. And even if I'm failing hardcore, even if I look like a fool in front of thousands and thousands of people, I still love me. And you have to do that every day. Today, I wake up and I love me. Today, I wake up and I love me. And I know that it sounds kind of woo-woo, maybe, but if you want to get shit done, this is how you do it, Radical self-acceptance. Radical self-love. No matter what, no matter how ugly, no matter how angry, no matter how yucky you feel, I love me through this too. You don't want to get rid of your feelings. That's not the point. You have to learn. You have to feel the spectrum of all of the feelings to learn all of the lessons, but you don't have to suffer through them. So if you're feeling particularly low in a specific situation, I love me here. And you want to know what? As soon as you, even if you're lying to yourself, okay? As soon as you begin to plant those little I love you seeds, guess what's going to happen? It's going to come true. It's going to come to fruition. And then you're going to look back on your ex relationship that you were so afraid to leave and you didn't know how you were going to do it, you didn't know how you were going to make it work, but you did it, okay? And you made it work, and you might have had to sleep on a friend's couch, or you might have had to make some sacrifices in other ways, but you did it, okay? This is when the self-love, it just sticks to you, become a magnet. And then you're going to become a magnet to people who also love themselves. You cannot be in a balanced relationship with someone and get from them something you haven't already given to yourself. That is a fairy tale. It's a lie. We've been lied to. I think we all know this, okay? But we have to unlearn the bullshit and we have to relearn the good shit, okay? So this is the good shit. Let it sink in. You cannot get from a partner what you have not given to yourself. A plus C equals B. Okay, that was a lot of information. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, please don't hesitate to reach out. Once again, this applies mostly in romantic relationships, but you'll also find this in your familial relationships, relationships with friends, you know. You'll find you'll have these type C crazy friendships, you know. Get it done, learn the lesson, and then move forward, okay? They're like flashcards, these type C relationships. They're like, you know, like, do you remember when you were learning to type and you had to do those typing drills? These kinds of relationships are like spiritual drills for you, you know? And it's not necessarily that there's, you know, one God sitting on a cloud waiting to spank you when you're being bad. It's that you chose to incarnate and you chose to learn these lessons, right? You chose to win. And so check in and start winning. If you need help with winning, hit me up. I know how to get there, okay? This is Missy with The Magnificent Method. You can hit me up on Facebook, themagnificentmethod.guru. Come check me out. If you have any questions and concerns, you know what to do. Thanks for your time, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.